compliments we all like to get, whether it's you're really handsome, or got a nice smile, or you smell really good. Fragrances in my collection that bring in unsolicited compliments. Now, mind you, this is going to be over the last maybe 30 days or so. So I've got 10 of them that I've gotten really good compliments over the last 30 days or so. If you want to know what they are, meet me on the other side of this and we can get right into it. I will see you guys in 1, 2, maybe 10 seconds. What's going on, everybody? You guessed it. It is your boy Trey Sense, and man, I really appreciate you guys returning to the scene of the crime time after time after time. It's greatly appreciated. You know how we do it here on the channel. Got a little bit of a review, a little bit of a discussion, somewhere in the middle. What are we going to talk about today? Fragrances in my collection that have gotten me unsolicited compliments. Now, before we get into this video, I need a little work from you. I need you guys to help your boy out. You've been doing a really good job. I need you to keep it up. But for those of you who keep coming by the channel and you haven't subbed, what are you waiting on? Give your boy a sub. And for those of you who have subbed, thank you. Now, after you sub, share the video and hit the bell so that every time I do a video, you'll be one of the first people to know about it. And you can come by and see what I'm talking about. Hang out with your boy, kick it, that kind of thing. We can chill and talk frags. Now, that being said, no further ado, let's get into it. Now, I know some people don't like when cologne reviewers actually have a personality and talk and invite you into our world, but that's what you're here for. If you want somebody to just go wah, 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 with notes of pink pepper and unicorn's breath, you're in the wrong spot. We're gonna talk, we're gonna kick it just like we homeboys. Speaking of homeboys, shout out to my boy, Mr. Lester, who shows up at the store. Nothing like having subs that live in the area that just pop up on you and you can talk fragrances with. That is super cool. Anyway, let's get right to it. Okay, now I'm gonna keep story time with these fragrances short, but we are talking about compliments. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the compliments that I got with each fragrance. All right, is that okay? Let's get it, y'all. Man, which one do I pick up? From the house of Hollister. This is Festival Nights, and I'm gonna put just a little bit of this on right here, and this is an aquatic, oceany, nighttime type of fragrance, and I like it. I like it a lot. I was very pleased. I have a lot of fragrances from Hollister. Let's say I have Hollister Wave, I have Hollister Free Wave, I have let's see, I said Wave, Free Wave, Wave 2. I have Hollister Festival Vibes, and Festival Nights. The comment with this one was a gentleman, and he had walked by my register. Most of these are going to be fragrances that I've worn to work, or either to doctor's offices or places like that, because that's about all I do is go to work and to the doctor. But anyway, I digress. He had walked by my register, and he got about to the door, and he stopped, and he turned around, and he's like, man, somebody sure smells good. Got on some good smelling cologne. And he looked at me, I think it's you, and walked right on out of the door. The fragrance I was wearing that night, Festival Nights. I had Festival Vibes in my head. Hold on, let me get this untangled, man. I hope that don't start some reverb and have to shoot the whole video over, but anyway. Now this one is just a nice, aquatic, woody fragrance. Is it the reinvention of the wheel? No, it's not. It's not. It's a nice, crisp, clean, slightly aquatic, slightly woody type of fragrance. Festival Night is a great name for it. This is one that you can wear. It was fairly warm that night for the winter, but still, this is one that you can pull off in the middle of the winter on a not freezing cold night, but typical winter night in Alabama. You know what I mean? Festival, I keep wanting to call this vibe, Festival Night. And I think night is a good name for it. Would I wear this on a date? Absolutely. Maybe not a first date, but somebody that I had been seeing on a regular basis. Yeah, absolutely, I will pull this off. definitely a compliment getter. And for the price that you pay for it, I think you get a nice, well blended, smooth little fragrance. Hollister doesn't make junk fragrances. It's Hollister. You know what I mean? All right, moving along. This next one probably got one of the craziest compliments and reactions that I've ever gotten from a fragrance, and it's from the House of Sensual Obsessions, and it is Hormone Delight. Now, I'm not sure what this is. I'm gonna send this video to Kevin. He'll watch it. Kevin, when you see this, comment what Hormone Delight is. I don't know if it's an original, if it's a clone, or what. Oh man, this right here is definitely one made for the cooler weather. It's a little bit sweet, a little bit spicy. I think I pick up on a little bit of tobacco in there. Maybe some vanilla, but definitely a sweet, spicy, masculine fragrance that smells really, really good. So I'm at work, young lady, and the funny part about it is I've known this particular young lady my whole life. We went to high school together. Area that I live in, it's a small, big area. It's small, but it's big at the same time, but it's small. Of course, the little town I live in is really, really small, but anyway, I don't work in the town I live in. I live in the Shoals area. So I'm from Cherokee, you know, which the whole Shoals area, but it's just, you can Google it. I guess they also call it the Tri-Cities because it's a couple of cities that make up the whole area. Anyway, point is, we've known each other forever. Went to school together. I'm talking like since 6 years old. She comes through my line and she starts sniffing. When the person starts sniffing, I'm waiting for one of two reactions. It's Karen, Bob's wearing too much cologne again, or somebody smells good. So she's sniffing and she's paying for her stuff, and then she says, man, somebody smell good. And then she looks at me and she says, is that you smelling like that? And I'm thinking, because you already know me, even though I'm a little bit cocky, I'm one of the sweetest, nicest guys you'll ever meet, honestly. But I am a little bit cocky sometimes, especially when it comes to my fragrance game, because I know I'm on point. So she like, is that you smelling like that? And at first I'm like, what you mean? Is that me? Do you not know who I am? I'm Trey Sense. Of course that's me. I said, well, ain't nobody standing here but me. This chick literally starts growling at me. No joke. No joke. She starts growling. Rawr, and doing her hand like, rawr. And I'm just sitting there looking at her like, in utter disbelief, but it's killing me at the same time, because I'm like, this is hilarious. I gotta tell, as soon as she leaves, I gotta tell Kev about this. She's growling at me, rawr. And then after she starts growling, she hits one of these. Whew. I'm just like, what in the hell is wrong with you? I can't wear this to work. I won't wear this to work again, because it evidently has some type of pheromones in it that speaks to the women. I mean, I can't be walking around the land of food smelling like this. It just, literally, she growled at me. And Sensual Obsessions, Hormone Delight, which I thought was hilarious. I ain't never been growled at before. I was like, Daddy, I ain't never ever had that happen before. I'm trying to see what that'd be like. Hormone Delight. Get you growled at. This next one is from the House of Jupe, and I absolutely love this fragrance. It's made a list or two since I've gotten it, and it is Jupe Wow Fresh. And I think I'm gonna find a place to put it on my skin too. Cute little fragrance, very youthful, very playful, great for this time of the year. It's got just such a nice vibe, such a nice energy and presence about it, especially for a $15 fragrance. Again, we're not reinventing the wheel with this one. This is not gonna be, the reinvention of the wheel. This is not going to be something that you haven't smelled before. Is it a good smelling fragrance? Absolutely. It reminds me of a nice cocktail or a nice boozy drink. It reminds me of a glass of cheap wine, something by Arbor Mist or something like that. It's just got that smell to it. Could it be unisex? I think so. I think this one could be unisex. I really, really enjoy this fragrance. I'd worn this to work. Again, you're gonna hear that a lot. I'd worn this to work, which part of the reason I like working is they pay me to basically get out of the house and go crack jokes for a couple of hours, and that's what I do. I go to work and have a blast, and then I come home. An older lady comes through the line and she's like, man, somebody sure smells good. Is that you? Of course, that's always the question. Is that you? And I'm just, again, like, there's nobody else here. But she was elderly lady, so I didn't say a whole lot. I was like, yes, ma'am. She's like, well, what cologne is that? That smells so good. And I told her what it is. She said, that reminds me of something my ex-husband used, my late husband used to wear. And then I'm just like, oh, that's really sad. So he always smelled so good. And then my wheels start turning. I'm like, well, I wonder what he was wearing. So I asked her, well, man, what did he used to wear? Oh, I don't know. It's whatever he wanted. He just bought it. I was thinking, okay, so. But again, that counts as an unsolicited compliment. Fragrance I was wearing that night, Juke Wow. Juke Wow Fresh. I want exactly, this is the one in the white box because I think they make a Juke Wow. This is Juke Wow Fresh, so I don't want to confuse anybody. Juke Wow Fresh in the white box. Unsolicited compliment. I won't say this is a cougar killer or a lady killer or anything like that, but it is a nice smelling, youthful, playful, fresh type of scent. And she was like, I'm gonna go home and tell my son-in-law about it. He likes fragrances too. I'm just like, well, good. I said, Juke Wow. So nice smelling, fresh, playful little fragrance. Great for this time of the year. Okay, let's go back to Sensual Obsessions. I just got a package in from Kevin, and in that package were 2 fragrances. Speaking of, I want to show y'all the new packaging and the new presentation that you get from Sensual Obsessions. This is the new box. And I love that black and gold, man. Love that. Good looking little box. As I send him back right there. And this is the new bottle. Is that not nice? Check out the new top. Not that there was anything wrong with the old box and bottle. Wore this to work the other night, and this is the Enchanting King. And again, Kev, please, in the comment section, get down and let the people know what this is and what you were reaching for and all of that good stuff. Wore this the other night, and again, I've worked in retail for many, many years, so being back in a form of retail, I see a lot of people that I've known for years. Young lady and her husband comes in the store. She comes right in the door and says, I knew that was you in here. I'm like, okay, what do you mean? Smell your cologne all the way over here. You got the whole store lit up. Ooh, you smell good. What did I have on? This one, and I just got it in. It was my first time wearing it. So I may have went a little too heavy on the sprays, but I don't think so. And this is a extract. This is a perfume extract, so it is very potent, but it does smell very, very good. A clean, masculine tobacco type of fragrance. I really enjoyed wearing this. I really did. Got several compliments on this one as well, but that was probably the most notable one. My co-workers, especially the guys that work there, are always asking me, Trey, what you got on today? That smells, so. But this, sometimes I can't remember. What I'm gonna have to start doing is writing this down every time I receive a compliment, so I can, because I plan on doing a lot of these videos. As I get them, I'm gonna have to write them down so that, I can keep everything straight in my head, because I'm getting too old. I'm trying to remember these bills and all this stuff, but Enchanting King evidently lit up the land of food and had it smelling wonderful. So y'all need to get y'all some Sensual Obsessions. It is some really good smelling fragrances, especially if you've got a lot of fragrances and you can get them and wear it once or twice and then let it chill and maturate for a little while. This next one on the list, or in the video, because it's not really a list, but whatever. It's from the house of Rosassi, and it is Kryptonite, or Phaeton, or Phaeton, or Phaeton. And this one is a clone of Terre de Humes. And it just smells good. And again, key thing here, I was at work, and it was a nice night. I had stepped off my register for a minute just to go get a breath of fresh air because I got a little hot. And the lady walked past me, and she was like, "Excuse me," and I was like, "Yes, ma'am. What cologne is that you got on?" And I'm trying to explain to her that it's Rosassi Phaeton, and you should see the look on people's faces, which a lot of times I have my bottle with me because it's just easier to show them and let them look it up, and just, all different avenues and things like that, as opposed to trying to explain it to them. They can look it up themselves, get a visual and see. But this is a very, very nice, rich, deep smelling fragrance. I really like it. Now again, it's very similar to Hermes for him, but I think this has a little bit better quality and performance. It's a thick, rich fragrance. It's a Middle Eastern fragrance, so you can smell that thickness in it, if that makes any sense. It's one of those that when you spray like I'm fixing to do, it fills the room. I mean, it just smells good, and it smells of high quality. I absolutely love this fragrance, and you can get this at a good price, about 30 or 40 bucks. And this is just a compliment getter. It's very unique, and it stands out. Even though it's a clone, it's something about it that's just thick, and the presence of it is just nice. It's just nice. Great performance, great projection, great longevity. It's potent. Again, it has a nice body, a nice presence about it. Rosassi's Phaeton. I know y'all tired of hearing about these fragrances I go to work, so I'm gonna take you to the other place I go all the time, to the doctor. I had to go to Huntsville to see my back doctor. And I made 2 or 3 stops that day, and every place I stopped, it was the same thing. Ooh. You smell so good. Mont Blanc, as some people say. Mont Blanc, Legend Spirit. I had seen the nurse practitioner and was on my way out, scheduling my next visit. And I walked by not 1 but 2 ladies, a patient and a nurse. And when I went by them, they both stopped and was like, "Ooh, what is that you got on? I need to get that for my husband." And the other one was like, "Yeah, he smells so good. What is that?" Fragrance I had on, Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. And of course I told them, I said, it's Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. And again, they're like, "Huh?" But I'm just like, well, it's in a little Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. I think I'm gonna start pulling out my phone and just, A, showing them the fragrance, and then B, showing I'm kind of a big deal in the fragrance world of YouTube. Not really, but they don't know. But Mont Blanc Legend Spirit, complimented a doctor's office, and then I left there and hightailed it to TJ Maxx. Not TJ Maxx. Did I go to TJ Maxx? No, I went to Burlington. I can't remember what I purchased at Burlington, but I had to go through the checkout line. And standing in the checkout line again, lady checking me out. "Ooh, you smell good. What is that?" And I tell her what it is, and she's like, okay. I'm gonna tell my brother-in-law about that. He has a dresser full of fragrances. I said, tell him about my channel as well. I don't know if you ever subbed. If you sub, bro. But Mont Blanc Legend Spirit, unsolicited compliments. I'm trying to think if I got 3 compliments from this. I know I got those 2. Unsolicited, just out of the blue. And this kind of has an Invictus-y type of vibe to it. Nonetheless, yeah, it does have an Invictus-y type of vibe to it, but it does smell good. It really does, and it is a compliment monster. I would probably get more compliments on Invictus if I wore it. For some reason, I just don't reach for that fragrance very much. I'm not sure why. I need to. Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. I think, seemed like my boy Virgil, which is my barber who I'll be going to see Friday, has this in his repertoire. But since he got Sauvage, I don't think he wears anything else. So, Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. Speaking of Sauvage, may as well get it out of the way. Had to go to my eye doctor to get my eyes checked. I told you, man, I go home, go to work, go home. That's what I do. And go fragrance hunting. Went to my eye doctor the second time. Walked in. Lady was like, "What is that you got? What is that you're wearing? That smells really good." And I'll be honest with you, I had cheated a little bit because I had on as the base Dior Sauvage Parfum. But I'm pretty sure I had hit myself with, did I hit myself with the elixir? Probably not, because I only have a travel decan of it, a Travelo of it. I think it was the EDP. Yeah, I hit myself with a little bit of the EDP and then the Parfum, because it was extremely cold that morning. It was really, really cold, so I was like, man, it's Sauvage. It's gonna cut through that cold, and of course it did. It worked really, really well. But, you know, I'm always dressed nice when I go to the doctors, as opposed to, you know, I'm just out goofing off. But unsolicited compliments. The second time I went to the eye doctor, well, just a couple of weeks ago. Sauvage, the Parfum layered with the EDP. It was too much for him. I need to stop. I can't do that. Now, let's back up. Same young lady, same eye doctor, different appointment, similar comment, similar compliments. What did I have on? Lanvin de Loma. And it was cold that morning too. It was really cold that morning because I set my appointments for early in the morning. That if I have to work that evening, I can still get it done and I'll take off work. So I set my appointments for as early as I can get them. Went in there on that cold, cold morning with this on. Her exact words were, "Man, I wish all my patients came in here smelling as good as you do." Just saying. Lanvin de Loma, or YSL, but y'all already know Lanvin is a compliment getter. Everybody out there like, yeah, it is. Anything from YSL is really a compliment getter. Let's face it. YSL makes some really great smelling fragrances. They don't perform the best, but they are great smelling fragrances. YSL, Lanvin de Loma. At the eye doctor. Man, I'm down to 2, so y'all almost done. Y'all almost done with me. From the house of Franco Ferrer, it is Loma. El Humo, I'm gonna say La Humo. And this one is about $30. And it is a slightly more masculine Bleu de Chanel with just a hint more of leather and not as bright on the citrus in the opening, not as bright. Had this on, I wanna say yesterday. It was either yesterday or the day before at work, walked in and all I heard was, "Trey, you smell good. What is that?" This bad boy right here. Franco Ferrer. Loma. I'm gonna hold it up so y'all can get a good look at that. Very similar to a YSL bottle. It kind of reminds me of the YSL Wise. Nonetheless, and I don't hear a lot of talk on this fragrance, but I absolutely love it. I've worn it 3 or 4 times since I got it. Yeah, you definitely get that Chanel EDT, Bleu de Chanel EDT type of vibe. Just a little bit less bright and less citrus in the opening and a little bit more masculine with a little bit more leather. I think it's more appropriate for a cooler day where I wear Bleu de Chanel anytime I feel like it. I think it's a 4-season fragrance, but I definitely reach for it in the middle of the summer when I'm like, man, I want to wear something nice. I want to smell good, but you know, I don't want to just go fresh and too fruity. I don't want to go this way. I don't want to go citrus. Bleu de Chanel. I know it's got citruses in the top, but it doesn't come off that way. You know what I'm saying? So That's what I reach for. This one has a little bit more bite, and I think it's a little bit more appropriate for a cool winter day. And it smells good. Franco Ferrer. Ferrer. Roar, since we growling at people. This next one, and last but not least, is from the house of YSL. Had a doctor's appointment earlier today before work. Such a bright, pretty day outside again, back at the back doctor. What did I have on? YSL's Y Ooh Fresh. Stopped to get gas. Whew. Left the arm and the leg at the gas tank, man. I stopped to get gas. Went to the gas station to get me something to drink and pay for my gas. Young lady was just sitting there. I guess it was her boyfriend. I don't know. I ain't asking what they doing. I had walked by. We talk about this scent trail. I'm telling you, this scent trail is something. And this is not a monster projector or a powerful fragrance. It's not gonna knock anybody down. Very office friendly. Bob can wear this and Karen is gonna be just fine. One of those situations. But the sillage and the scent trail that it leaves behind is A1. So I had went through and came back, and when I was making my way back, I heard her telling him, oh, he smells so good. Fragrance I had on, YSL Y Ooh Fresh. And he looking at me like, he looking at her like, what you telling me for? You know, and I just, I was like, who, him? He smells good? Paid for my stuff and kept it moving. YSL Y Ooh Fresh. Nice little compliment monster. Slightly lemonade-y, slightly citrusy. YSL did a very good job of taking the YSL Y DNA and freshening it up a little bit and just making it a great fragrance. YSL Y Ooh Fresh. I like it. I like it a lot. Guys, that has been 10 fragrances I've worn probably over the last 30 days or so, and I have forgotten some of the compliments. I've forgotten some of the, well, I've forgotten the fragrance that I wore, actually. But nonetheless, I do appreciate you all stopping by the channel, coming to see what I'm talking about. If you like videos like this, let me know in the comment section. We can definitely get you a few more out there, because I want you guys to get the type of videos that you need, that you want from the channel. You know what I'm saying? I want them to be entertaining, informative, but at the same time, cool, chill, laid back, and fun. I'm in my own lane. I do my own thing, and that's just what you get here with your boy Trey. Anyway, again, man, appreciate you all for returning to the scene of the crime like you do. Got to get off of here, do a thumbnail, edit it, get it up, and get in the bed, because it is getting rather late. But I hope you all are getting ready to have yourselves a wonderful weekend and all of that stuff. March is here. The days are getting longer. Get out and enjoy it. Even if you don't do nothing but hit up a couple TJ Maxx or Marshalls, Ross's, or whatever. Get out, get some sun on your skin, and enjoy yourself. Enjoy your life. All right, guys, I'm jumping off here. I love you all, and God bless you all. Until next time, guys. Peace.